So we have some more stuff from Temu. Now, why do I keep ordering from Temu? Well, because they offer me a pretty good deal. They give me $200 worth of credit to go on their site and buy whatever I want to buy. So the stuff that's coming in is not chosen by them, it's chosen by me. So I want to choose products that are practical for detailers, and in this package, maybe some for detailers that are on YouTube. So let's see what we have in here. I'm going to cut this very carefully because I've cut things before in packages and ended up ruining things. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. So let's just go with whatever I can get out of the box first. Now, the first things that are coming out of the box are some earbuds. Now, these earbuds I got specifically because I always like to put earbuds in when I'm polishing, and these came with some really, really cool things. So, oh wow, it's already turned on. So check this out. These earbuds have a screen on the front, and how do they pop open? Oh, just like that. So right and left earbuds, they feel comfortable. And these are great. Oh wow, these are really cool. They're actually really good audio. And when paired to my phone, you can listen to music while you're polishing. These pair really fast. The moment you take it out of the box, it turns on and it's connected. This is a touch screen on the case itself. Flashlight, has a timer, voice assist. It even has an equalizer. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to play around with this, but the music actually is really nice, and it's really nice noise canceling as well. It's not like digital noise canceling, but the earbuds fit so snugly in your ear that, yeah, it cancels out the noise. And you can see the battery for each of the earbuds and for the case itself, because it'll charge this. So you just charge this with USB-C. That's cool. All right, I'm happy with that so far. Then I got two different little wireless mics. One for an iPhone and one for USB-C, which is either Android or your computer or whatever. So I will be testing these out. I'll show you these in just a moment. So let's keep unpacking. Now the next thing I have in here is this little guy. So this you can actually put behind wheels or in areas that are difficult to clean. So we actually have two handles here on either side, and it's a nice thick microfiber wash mitt material. So you can get behind wheel spokes and other areas. Now I'm seeing a few detailers use these to clean those difficult areas. Now I also got a drill brush pack of all sorts of different heads. Wow, there's like 8 different styles of brushes in here, all sorts of interesting shapes and sizes. And this is the yellow brush, which is like a medium, roughness. I wouldn't use this on paint or anything like that. Oh wow, the black bristles are really, really coarse. So these would be good for like aggressive carpet cleaning. And then we even have little ones like this. Again, these are pretty aggressive. I don't know if I'm going to use these necessarily for like interior plastic cleaning. You can, I guess, if you need to, but again, they are very aggressive. Then you have your usual sized drill brushes here. Again, the yellow, it's aggressive. And then you have this one, which is interesting. And then we do have this adapter, which you put this into your drill and you don't have to release it from your drill each time. It just locks into place with each of these tools. And then I also get 2 of these little guys. Yeah, for like really fine cleaning. But I love drill brushes, and you can put any of the drill brushes in this extension piece here too. So yeah, these are a great option for heavy duty carpet cleaning. And I did order some sunglasses, always ordering sunglasses. And these come in a nice case. Ooh. Oh, these are interesting. There's like other accessories in here. They really come nicely packaged, so there's no damage to anything. Wow, these are like heavy duty sunglasses. I like them. They feel really comfortable. They're very light, but they're pretty heavy duty plastic. Now, this I find really, really important, because if you are doing glass polishing or even wet sanding with 5-inch sanding discs, these are foam interface pads They're about 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 inch. And these are great to put your glass polishing pads on. So these are rayon pads for glass polishing, and this will go right onto your polisher, and then this will attach right to the glass pad. So if you just put the glass pad alone on your backing plate, I find that it kind of skips around in the glass, doesn't really do a good job. But when you put it onto a foam interface pad, now it actually works way better on the glass with an interface pad. And same goes with sanding discs. So you can put, 1,500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 grit wet sanding discs on these and use your polisher or your palm sander to do whatever work you need to do. But interface pads are really important, and these are very affordable. So here's another wheel mitt, and this is similar to the Work Stuff one that I use a lot. Comes with a little hook. These are awesome for cleaning delicate wheels. I love it. And it's thick too. It's not like thin and cheesy feeling. It's actually substantial. Now, I got these foam cannon inserts. I thought they were going to be all together, but they're not. So I don't know how these are going to work. You have to kind of put them together, like sandwich them together, and then put them in your foam cannon. But this is what creates the foam. And these can kind of get clogged up over time. You can clean them out with like an acid cleaner or something like that. But I got these to replace them, and they're like different layered ones. So we'll play around with those later. I'm unboxing stuff now, but you'll see in later videos us playing around with these. Now, I also got some hats because why not? It's winter, so I got these really nice, fluffy, fleece-lined hats to use for work. Now, I also got a pet hair removal tool. These are just popping up everywhere. Very, very similar designs to the Analon brushes, but you have the aggressive edge, you have the fine edge, and this is like really, really tough, stiff plastic and rubber. So great dog hair removal tools. Again, just really affordable. Got some tiny little brushes for paint touch-up, all sorts of little artist brushes. Now this I'm really excited about because I've been seeing these little viral fans everywhere. And they're supposed to be really powerful fans that can blow your car dry. Well, I'm going to test that, see if these actually work and if they're worth it. Again, they're not expensive by any means, but they are kind of a trendy thing, and I just want to see if they work. They do need to be charged up. Oh wow, it's pretty heavy. USB-C charging. So we'll put this to work to see if these are any good. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's just a little magnetic end that comes apart and then matches up. There we go. But it's a metal fan inside, and it's pretty heavy. I mean, if it's good, you can use it to quickly dry wheels and dry little crevices here and there, or maybe the interiors. Oh, more of these. So I got the brushes for paint touch-up, but I also got these little guys. These are tiny little touch-up tools that you could use for the interior, but really, I've used these for paint, touch-up paint, and they work really, really well. So these little guys here, you just dip in the car paint and put into rock chips or little scratches, and they're just disposable. These work really, really well. And I like the little case that it comes in. And did I get a drying towel? I did get a drying towel. This is another drying towel, but yeah. Only thing is, they're twisted loop, but this one's really thin. I was expecting much, much thicker. Like I can kind of see through it. It's really, really thin. Okay, so maybe this is the one thing that I wouldn't recommend. I got another drying towel from them, which is this one here, which, you've probably seen it in the videos. I use this one all the time. This is very plush, very thick. It's like a true detailing drying towel. This one, not so much. So I can't recommend this towel here. It looked like it was going to be thick, but I'll probably use it for other things. Actually, sometimes I use towels like this to just place on a table and do other work on, like cleaning of wheels, like when I take a wheel off a car and I'll place it on this, or I don't know. I'll find some other use for this towel, but I'm not going to use it on the car paint. Oh, I got another pair of sunglasses? I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, these are These are cool. These kind of remind me of snowboarding goggles. Again, I love their packaging. Like, they really make sure to not scratch. These are nice. They're comfortable. Cool. All right. More sunglasses, more hats. Okay, so this is a work light, a little magnetic work light. It's a lot smaller than I was expecting, but it's pretty bright. Oh, wow. I didn't realize they had two. All right, that's really bright. However, it's not like a spotlight or a pinpoint light. So for paint correction, it's okay, but I would think this is actually better for high spots, for coatings. It also has a top light. This is the spotlight. Oh, wow. That's bright enough. That's bright enough to inspect for swirls, which, oh, look at that. I do have swirls on my own vehicle. All right, that's a viable option. And it's magnetic. Now, I wouldn't do this in a customer's car, but it is magnetic. So that's cool. That works really nicely. And you have a little battery meter on the back. And it does charge with, probably comes with the charger in there, USB-C. So easy to charge. It's actually a really nice, compact little light. So I'm happy with that. That's a pretty decent little light. And it comes with a little cable. Now here's something that, man, if it works, I'm going to be really surprised, because these are usually expensive, and if you get crappy ones, they just don't last or they don't give you accurate readings. This is a paint depth gauge from Temu. It's really cheap. Will it work? I guess we'll find out. It needs to be charged. Or does it have batteries? Oh, look at that. It needs AAA batteries. So we'll put some batteries in here, and we'll do some readings and compare it with the other paint depth gauges, which I trust and I know are fairly accurate. So, I mean, it does do ferrous and non-ferrous, so magnetic and non-magnetic. It does mils and microns. We'll see how it works. Is it worth it? So we have the paperwork, but we also have the little plates here and thickness plates to, I guess, you know, set it and make sure that it's actually reading accurately. All right, we'll play around with this in a moment. And the last thing that makes up the bulk of this, oh, nope, not the last thing. Ah, yes. Okay, so this is a brush. I just wanted to see if this would be worth it. These types of brushes, yeah, this would be good. I mean, this is my go-to interior, like, tight spot brush for, you know, using with the vacuum. But will this be a good, you know, replacement? It's really, really cheap. You know, it's really, really light. It's not a solid handle as well. So will it hold up? Will the bristles fall out eventually? I don't know. But for a cheap little brush, you can just get a bunch of these and use them. I usually use brushes like this for years and years and years, to the point where these will get all flared out, and then I just get a new one. But these are cheap enough that you can buy a bunch of them, and when they break or wear out, you just replace them. And this little package here contains a bunch of little organizers for your cords. So these little guys here will keep your charging cables in place on, like, your desk or wherever you are using your charging cables. That way they're not just, you know, falling through and falling behind your desk or anything like that. Keeps them right where you need them. These are, you know, nice to have, and they're super cheap, and they, you know, come in like a pack of 10 of them. And then the thing that was taking up the bulk here are these magic erasers. So these are, again, so cheap. And will these harm your paint? I did a video about that. Now, these are really, really small and thin, and I don't know how many are here. If this is like a pack of 100 or 50, I don't remember. It doesn't even say. But these little guys are great for interior cleaning and even exterior. If you're dealing with artillery fungus or maybe even paint transfer, are they the equivalent of 3,000 or 2,000 grit sandpaper? Not really. Not really. I have not found that to be the case. If anything, if you want to put a grit number on it, maybe it's like 10,000 grit sandpaper, but you're not causing any major damage on your paint. A little bit of scuffing that can be easily removed with a very, very, very light polish. it's causing as much damage as a clay bar would on your paint if you're really being aggressive with it. So don't be afraid to use magic erasers in, on any type of surface. Just use them intelligently. That's all. All right, so cool. That's it for the unboxing. Let's start using some of this stuff. All right, now we're using this little cheap mic. Now, are these going to last as long as, say, the DJIs, which are like $300? I don't know. Probably not, but still, they're really affordable. So if you're just starting out and you want to use your phone, then this is a great option. Now, I got two of these, one for iPhone and then one that has USB-C, which I can actually plug into my Mac and even use that if I'm going to use that for podcasting or something like that. So you have options. If you can't afford the expensive ones, then these are a great option. So let's work with these for the majority of the day and see how they work, which means I actually have to use my phone for most of this video, or maybe I'll switch back and forth, especially if this loses battery power, which I could just switch over to the other one. It comes with two. Now you also have the little wind muff here, but you can switch it if you want to the little foam one. So there's a foam one in here as well. Not bad. All right, let's get to work on this Highlander. It's an older model, and we're doing a ceramic coating service, a 2-year ceramic coating service. Now, we've worked on this one years ago. I'll see if I can find the video and I'll put it up in the card. But we're going to be coating this in D-Technic XO V5. So we're going to do our typical wash process, our decon process, our polishing prep process, and then apply the coating. And then we'll play with some of the tools and products that we got from Teemu as well. So again, this was coated probably 6 years ago now, and the customer keeps his cars garaged and maintained very well. And I don't know exactly how he maintains it or if he puts toppers on it or what, but it's still beating. Like the coating is still hanging on. So, you can make 2-year coating stretch if the car is garaged. And this is driven. We have bugs, we have some rock chips as well that we're going to touch up and show you those tools. But that's impressive. When your car is taken care of, your coating can double or even triple the lifespan. Very minimal grit on it too. I mean, barely anything. I'm still going to clay towel it though, because we are going to polish it. Not necessarily for swirl removal, but for prep. Yeah, it's still acting like the coating is on it. That's crazy. Now the washing and deconning is done, and I'm just using the clay mitt to decon. But check this out. It's still beating all the way to the bottom, like the coating is still there. This was like 6 years ago. Wow, okay, I'm impressed. Actually, the trim still looks good too. I don't know, I forget what we put on that. It could have been the G-Technic stuff, but oh, we didn't rinse it off yet.
Pretty good.
It's not bad. This here is pretty much flat, and this is beading and sheeting a little bit. But these sections here, you can tell there's sections of it that are still beading up. So the coating is still hanging on in spots. But again, I mean, this is going to be the worst area here. And I think I might actually iron decon this area. It feels smooth enough, but there's still stuff coming out of the corners here. But I am going to iron decon it just because I'm curious. This is Warrior from Fab Automotive Detailing. Actually, the smell isn't that bad. It almost smells, I don't know. I mean, I can smell the chemical in there, but it's not overpowering. I'm not seeing anything. And this usually reacts pretty fast.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I know they drive this.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
The wheel weasel. I don't know why this reminds me of a weasel, but it does. It's skinny and long and fluffy for the wheel ferret. I do like this though. I think this is pretty cool. I should have got two because I want to dedicate one for wheels and then one for like other things. But I mean, definitely got dirt and junk from behind the wheel. And then this little mitt is my new favorite wheel mitt. So is this little blower practical for detailing use? I mean, to be honest, not really, because you're not going to dry an entire vehicle with this. This is really only good for little touch-up stuff. So every once in a while when we're detailing a vehicle and you come across a seam in a vehicle, it kind of depends on the type of vehicle. This has a lot of seams. It has the middle, door ding guard here. You have the plastic. You have a lot of areas that water is going to get trapped in. And when you're coating, that's when drips will come out and mess up your entire panel. So I've actually had to grab my air compressor for like a quick second, which is kind of annoying because, it's wrapped all the way over there. And I have this one over here, but the line quite isn't working right. And I'd have to go and blow off that section and then repolish it and then recoat it again, when at least something like this could come in handy because it's got enough power to be able to at least blow out that little crevice and blow out the water, and then you can coat it and you'll be fine. So again, it's not going to blow dry your entire car. So what you see in social media with these little fans that can do that, there are some that are bigger than this that maybe can do a little bit better. But for this little guy, I mean, it's substantial. It's nice. Could you use it for the interior? Yeah, you could. This could also just be a quick interior, little duster to get junk off the dash or the cup holders or even the carpets. It did okay, but it's not going to be your practical detailing tool. It's cheap enough that you can just pick one up and keep it in your car or keep it on your detailing shelf. And when you need it, you just have it there. It does come with 3 speeds. This is the highest. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. And this is the lowest. That's useless. That's not going to do anything. So overall, it's a neat little tool. Not 100% practical for detailing, but if you buy it because it's cheap and you use it in that way just for little quick touch-ups, then I guess it can be useful. All right, now I'm going to polish the glass. Now I'm going to use that interface, the foam interface, with I think this is CarPro. Yeah, I think this is a CarPro rayon glass polishing pad with the Dr. Beasley's NSP GL. This is their glass polish. And this is a pad-dependent polish. So this can work to actually cut out defects out of the glass. If you want to see information about that, go to Dr. Beasley's because their YouTube channel, because Mike Phillips demonstrates a lot of this stuff. He uses it a lot, and he uses it to polish glass. And the nice thing about this foam interface pad is that it allows for flexibility, and it allows for a smoother polish also, because if you just put that pad onto the backing plate, I don't like it. I found that it bounces around a lot, and you can't keep control of it that well. There's no water spots to remove here, so I'm just doing this to prep the glass, just to kind of cleanse it and get it ready for the glass coating. So that works really nice and smooth. Now, if there were water spots on here, I'd spend some more time and actually get those spots out, but we're dealing with nothing here at all, so nice and easy. And I am going to use just water to remove it. It kind of aids in removing the residue, because just like NSP on the paint, it does leave a little bit of that residue behind. Wow, but it strips off everything. I can see around the perimeter that there's still some stuff. And if you wipe it with a wet towel like this and you still see some areas that aren't completely cleaned, then without adding any more, I'm just going to go right over it with the water still on it. So the water will just add a little bit more lubrication, but it will help spread the polish a little bit more. Okay, that's much better. And if you're still dealing with a little bit of residue, it's okay. It'll go away. It's not going to, ruin your coating that you're applying onto it. This acts as the primer. Alexa, play Seven Dust Angel song. So actually this thing did come in handy. I'm going to be coating the windshield cowl in just a moment, and there were still just some drips of water from the windshield wipers that fell onto the cowl. I really didn't want to pull out the air compressor, so I just used this. That's actually a perfect usage for it, is just quick little touch-ups on areas where there's drips of water somewhere and I'm going to be coating that area. Then I'm just going to blow all the crevices and make sure there's no water in there before I coat. So you know what? I mean, it does have its place. I'm just going to keep it here on my coating table along with the light and go around and coat the vehicle. We're using EXO V5. In fact, I still have an open bottle here with just a few little mils in here left. So I'm going to use up that and then we'll break open the new bottle. Now, you know, I didn't really get any microfibers from Temu, only because they're really not cheaper than what you can get locally or on Amazon. So these towels here are from Walmart. These are 350 GSM edgeless towels. They're great. I've used them on a ton of vehicles for polishing, polish residue removal, and coatings on black vehicles. They're completely fine. No scratching, nothing. In fact, I was going to wash this batch, but I ended up not washing them. And what I do to actually fluff them up is just kind of mush them together and rub them against, you know, the fibers, and it fluffs up the fibers and they're good to go. So I'm using those for the coating removal. And as far as the other things, like the little paint touch-up tools, not a ton of paint touch-up. There's just a few spots on here. I really do prefer these little guys that come in this little package. I love these. They work really, really well, and they are disposable. If you try to clean that tip, the little fuzzies are going to just come right off and, you know, wear out basically. But we do have these brushes here, which when needed, I'll use them. But they are ultra fine tip brushes, and they come in 3 different sizes. So we have a large, a medium, and then a small. So these will also work really well. Let me just show you the quality of them. These are great for paint touch-up also. But this one here is the one that I used for the touch-up that you saw. And these just work really well. But they are disposable. The other brushes you can clean with lacquer thinner and reuse them multiple times. So just kind of depends on what you want to use. But these little brushes are super cheap, and they're just little artist brushes. I think a lot of people use these for like Warhammer figurine painting, if you're into that. Now, there are a few products here that I'm really impressed with, and I'm actually using currently on this job, and they're working great. One of them is the light. It's a great light. It's super affordable. It charges USB-C, and it has all the features that you want in a light. This is awesome. I recommend it. The little Bluetooth headphones with the LCD screen, also awesome. They work great. Now, if you're like a sound engineer, or you know, love your Bose stereo headsets or whatever, if you really do notice quality sound, then they're not for you. Obviously, why would you purchase them? But for detailers, you know, for me personally, that I'm just using them as like earbuds for noise protection against the polisher, and I can just listen to my music, they're perfect for me. So I'm going to use these for the rest of this job as well. Now, the brush that I used for the interior was okay. Because the handle is so weak and flimsy, it's not going to last. It's going to bend over time and eventually break over time. So that brush is meh. I didn't get a chance to use the dog hair brush because we don't really do a ton of dog hair removal jobs anymore. But I know, judging from the texture of the rubber on it, that it's just like the Analon brush. It's going to work great for dog hair removal. Same goes with the magic erasers. I didn't need to use it in this vehicle, but they're the same type of material that I've used before. In fact, if you want to see us use a magic eraser on the exterior, on paint, then check out the video in the card. Now, things like the hats and the sunglasses, I love those. Those are perfect. I can use those every day. Now, the one thing that I was disappointed with was the paint depth gauge. No surprise. I mean, it looks nice. It seems to function well, but can I trust it fully?